Hello, fellow boxing fans, and welcome back to another prediction video. Before I get into the content, I would just ask the usual that you would share, like, hit the bell notification, and most importantly, if you're watching, you might as well subscribe. You're just pressing a button, and it would help this channel out tremendously. So I do thank you for your participation. Real quick, one thing that I'm thinking about doing is I'm thinking about having you all vote on a new opening theme song, and I'll come up with a new opening theme song or intro song ever so often. But I think it would be fun just to have you all vote on a few options. So there you have it. That'll be coming up soon. So without further ado, let's get into the fight. And the fight I'll be covering in this video is coming from Austin Webb 2101. And I thank you for your requests and for your participation in the channel. In the fight that he wanted me to cover, and I would say this fight would take place at welterweight, 147 pounds. And that fight is between Manny Pacquiao and Kell Brook at 147. And I picked that weight class because both of them were at their absolute best in that division, in my personal opinion. And when Manny Pacquiao came up to 147 to face Oscar De La Hoya, he looked indestructible. And I picked De La Hoya to win that fight. So I was totally shocked and I was totally amazed. And the first place my mind went was Floyd Mayweather. This guy has got to fight Floyd Money Mayweather. My point is, he looked beautiful at 147, especially in the early days when he fought De La Hoya, destroyed Ricky Hatton and Miguel Cotto. And Kell Brook, the same. Before he went up to 160 to challenge Triple G, I mean, he looked amazing at 147. He hadn't lost a fight at 147. He was undefeated until he took his first loss from Triple G. So Kell Brook was an amazing welterweight. And I get myself in trouble sometimes by saying this, but Kell Brook reminds me a lot of Sugar Ray Robinson with the footwork, with the feints, with the head movement, the jab, and the quick hands. And sometimes we forget how amazing a fighter truly is, especially these days when they take their first loss or when they take 2 consecutive losses. But when he was at his best, Kell Brook was amazing. He was amazing. So as far as who would win this fight or who would have the advantages and so forth, now we know that Pacquiao was a speed demon. That guy's hand speed and volume punching, he just overwhelmed his opponents and sometimes frustrated his opponents. And Manny Pacquiao was a great in and out fighter, meaning he could get in and out. Step on the inside real quick, land his flurries, step out, step around, come back at you with more. And that's not easy to deal with. Can overwhelm his opponents, is very punishing to his opponents and discouraging to his opponents. But one thing that Kell Brook has that could give Manny Pacquiao trouble, and that could nullify all of that, you know where I'm going, read my mind here, is that jab. And a well-timed jab, a well-timed, educated jab is a speed killer. It's a volume killer. And as great as Pacquiao was, he ran into issues with jabbers. You know, that's why Floyd beat him. And if you can match Pacquiao's speed and use timing like Juan Manuel Marquez did, especially in the 4th fight, then you could possibly make it an early night. But let's be honest, there's not a lot of guys that's matching Pacquiao's speed. But that timing, oh, that's a killer. And Kell Brook definitely has that timing, not to mention the size and reach advantage. Styles makes fights, and I just think that this would be a long night for Pacquiao, to tell you the truth. I think that Pacquiao would have trouble getting inside of Kell Brook's reach, not to mention dealing with Kell Brook's footwork, Kell Brook's head movement. And I just see Kell Brook peppering Pacquiao with that jab, and Pacquiao becoming frustrated, doing his best to get in by bobbing, weaving, feigning, but I just think that all the advantages belongs to Kell Brook. And I'm going to be honest. I see this fight being almost similar to Manny Pacquiao's fight with Ugas. I just think that Kell Brook would be too big. I think he's too technically sound. And I just think that the jab would be too much of a factor for Manny to really have a chance in this fight. So I'm going to go with Kell Brook by unanimous decision. Those are my thoughts. Please let me know what you think. I'll see you soon.